Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this video. If it's your first time and you like what we are doing, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. In that way, you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform that we are using to educate and inform the members of the public. At the same time, put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote hate speech, we do not promote violence, promote misleading information. What we are here is we educate, inform, and we react to all forms of videos, and also to remind YouTube that a call for self-determination is not a call for war.
Yes. She said, on what grounds do you intend to approach the federal government for negotiation in line with Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act?
Exactly. Well, what you heard in court about Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act is simply what the National Assembly enacted. The National Assembly enacted at that Section 17 that reconciliation shall be promoted by the court between parties before the court, criminal or civil. So it so happened, and it came to pass that today that very issue was briefly considered in open court. So it is either for the court in its wisdom to initiate it and direct that parties do go and engage in such conversation, which the court did indirectly by not opposing it and by even suggesting it, or the parties themselves, either party, either the defendant or the prosecution, can initiate it. So that's not very unusual. Recently, we saw a situation where the Attorney General of the Federation took steps under Section 174 of the Constitution, which is very similar to Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act. He took that position to discontinue the prosecution of two very high-profile cases in this country. The first one concerning Wole, Yele, Showore, and the second one concerning Bodijo of Mieteala. So these things are not unusual. So if they do occur as a conversation in open court, it's just as a matter of course. So people might wonder why such situation should not apply to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and that is what played out in court today.
Well, we have gotten to that same point I will call judicial stalemate. And more important, it has come to the point where national interest is supposed to come into play. I thank the lawyers for holding forth to this particular moment. And I appreciate what the judge said, which is what we have been coming here saying from day one, that we cannot resolve this thing through the judicial angle at this moment. And we have said from day one, both from the moment his house was raided, from the moment he was extradited from Kenya and so on and so forth, that numerous courts in the land has declared those actions null and void. So why are we still here? And federal government has also adopted that same approach in the Metaele issue where they filed discontinuance. They have also done it in Suppor issue where they filed discontinuance. And when we had all these issues in Niger Delta, there was reconciliation and discussions. When we had all these issues, even in Northeast, there was the same issue. North Central, there was the same issue. So how come we have gotten to the Southeast, then nobody is having this conversation? So I'm pleased with the decision of the Federal High Court today. It's already there under Section 17, and it's also there under Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution. The government can discontinue, and grounds for discontinue is national interest, public interest, and I represent the people. Likewise, my brother, other lawmakers from the Southeast, we can't go home most of the times. There's insecurity everywhere. People are being killed. Businesses are affected. Foreign remittance to our place is going down because people are leaving those rural areas. It's a matter of public interest and national interest that government considers this option provided under Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act and Section 174, and the ball is now in the court of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. As somebody who wants to renew interest, it's time to renew interest in the Southeast by opening the gate and let Mazin Nnamdi Kanu go home. And let's now open the conversation for addressing the challenges that led to this issue.
Yes.
Thank you.
I look forward to have something like this to attend in the future, and I am here to build bridges for those who have connections that can benefit us. I am open for that connection. Thank you.
I can assure you that we have built alliances with countries. And the effect will be felt in due time. I am telling you, it is not mouth. We have built alliance with countries.
And then externally, we have external people that equally support them. The issue of IPOB. There's a lot of funding that comes in there.
Yes. Are you worried? Because you know an operation,
of course,
you have
definitely.
a special operation on the sit-at-home IPOB situation in the southeast.
Yes.
But some of the elements and the leaders of these groups are outside of the country.
Yes. We have repeatedly complained about the issue of Simon Epa. He is in Finland. The Finnish government are giving him all the support and he's doing what he's doing. Comments he's making. People are being killed and nothing is being done. And this is democracy. If the European Union is the one supporting democracy and this is happening and they're not taking action, then they don't mean well for Nigeria. We have said that in clear terms. We need to diplomatically find means of getting him out of whatever it is that he's doing. He must be arrested. He must be prosecuted. Look at it from the other way. Assuming he is in Nigeria and he's doing that to the Finnish government, you think the European Union will allow that happen? They definitely will not. So why are they allowing him to do what he's doing? And people like him that are doing such things. Trailing the funds is very critical. I know a lot of the First Central Bank, the NFIU, are doing a lot in tracking down how the funds flow. And this is part of what we call the oxygen of terrorism. It's logistic, leadership, and funding. Your ability to be able to tackle those things and trail them and deny them the ability to operate will kill terrorism with good governance. Now, you can see the statistics that came in. Political will. And political will is not from federal government alone. The states are critical. For me, if I look at the aspects, what do we need? Let's look at solutions. Do we have a comprehensive database as Nigerians? If you go to Chad, Cameroon, and Niger, once you enter, they know you are not a Nigerian. And they have this duty as citizens. Once you speak, the man knows you are not a Nigerian. The next thing he tells you, if he's a taxi driver, he tells you his vehicle has a problem. He's calling the gendarmes. Before you know it, the gendarmes are coming to ask you, what are you doing in our country? We don't have that. That's what we're saying is a holistic thing that we have to do. Every Nigerian has a role to play in what's going on ground. And then we must look at these things and take it up as a challenge. It's not a military or a security.
I said, when I told you, if Mazen Abdikano is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, as they can all work. My own oru, that Simon Ekpa is not looking anybody's face. The only person I respect in this struggle is Mazen Abdikano. I gave him my word that I will never disappoint him. Before you pick a fight.
It's just like adult in a circle. If they want to exist, they would have no access to anywhere. And the way they are spread all over the country, having businesses, having property, I think IPOB doesn't know what they are talking about. In any case, we say we'll talk to them in the language they understand. We'll organize the police and the military to pursue them. That's what we can do, and we will do it.
Today will be in the history as a day the terrorist chief of defense staff, IGP, and all Nigeria terrorist service chiefs appeared at their green Islamic chamber called the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, to cry how Biafra have defeated them. They accused my humble self, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, of sabotaging security in the East. I do not know what kind of sabotage they are talking about, but I want to inform the world today that Biafra Liberation Army killed those who came to Biafra land to kill our women and children. They killed them, and they will continue to do that till the last day we will stay in Nigeria. The sabotage the Prime Minister of Biafra have done against the Nigeria terrorist state is that I rose up to defend the defenseless. I rose up to speak and give voice to the voiceless. I rose up to say enough is enough. You have killed enough and somebody have to do something. That is the sabotage they are talking about. The sabotage that the terrorist Nigerian army we are talking about today is that Simon Ekpa rose up to stop the Islamization of Biafrans, to stop the expansion of the Islamic State in the eastern region of Nigeria. That is the sabotage they are talking about. And if that is what they know to be sabotage, I will be sabotaging them 100 times a week, 200 times a day, 300 times a week, as long as we continue to remain and fight for our freedom from Nigeria. This particular sabotage is globally acceptable.
I said at the time, I wrote an article, I remember at the time, during the war, and I said, Biafra cannot be defeated. People misunderstood what I was saying. I'm saying that once an idea has taken hold, you cannot destroy that idea. You may destroy the people, the carriers of that idea on the battlefield. Yes, this is known. But ultimately, it's not the end of the story. So let's not take this position of, don't even talk it. Under my watch, this will never happen. Don't say things like that. Go into that environment and ask, what is it that we can do to make you content, to make you happy, to make you feel part of this entity? There's no need. These are the advantages of staying. Listen to some other Biafrans and ask them why they want to stay. This is what we are ready to push as the overall governance authority in this area. But don't go around saying the sovereignty of this nation is indivisible, is not negotiable. All that kind of language, for me,
where you are in Biafra land, representing Nigeria, carrying gun as a military, as a police, as any security agent in under Nigeria in Biafra land, Biafra does not belong to you. You are staying there illegally and you'll be treated like a terrorist. This is the order of the Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra de facto government in the homeland. Did you not hear former General T.Y. Danjuma say, if you do not rise up with arms and rely on Nigerian army, you will all die one by one.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Carry gun, defend yourself. If you rely on Nigerian military, you are all going to be killed and you will die. Only Biafra people under this government in exile understood the call of T.Y. Danjuma. He was a general. Do you know better than him? He served Nigeria, fought Biafra war against Biafra people. He is a man who stood up once upon a time and spoke the truth without fear. Today, we understand him very well because we know exactly what is going on. If you think that all this shooting gun in Biafra land, blocking road and making checkpoint, instilling fear and asking people to hands up while they are going on their daily activities will bring us down. Believe me, you are joking. The harder you come on us, the harder we go. We will continue to defend ourselves under international law until the Biafra Declaration and beyond that. The time you kill people and go free is gone. Biafra land will be defended ruthlessly. Like.
Are you worried? Because you know an operation, you have a special operation on the sit-at-home IPOP situation in the southeast.
Yes.
But some of the elements and the leaders of these groups are outside of the country.
Yes. We have repeatedly complained about the issue of Simon Ekpa. He is in Finland. The Finnish government are giving him all the support and he's doing what he's doing. Comments he's making. People are being killed and nothing is being done. And this is democracy. If the European Union is the one supporting democracy and this is happening and they are not taking action, then they don't mean well for Nigeria. We have said that in clear terms. We need to diplomatically find means of getting him out of whatever it is that he's doing. He must be arrested. He must be prosecuted.
Look at it from the other way. Assuming he is in Nigeria and he's doing that to the Finnish government, you think the European Union will allow that happen? They definitely will not. So why are they allowing him to do what he's doing? And people like him that are doing such things, trailing the funds is very critical. I know a lot of the Federal Central Bank, the NFIU, are doing a lot in tracking down how the funds flow. And this is part of what we call the oxygen of terrorism. It's logistic, leadership, and funding.
Like this, you will be infected. If you eat me as a meat, or cancer kineri, you know cancer maybe, or in cancer you finish again, come and eat me as a meat. If you eat me and go to sleep and wake up, you know, you can't eat me. I am a child of 20 pounds. I am a product and a survival of children and the generation that were starved to death. And I am very, very angry. I'm very, very angry. Instead of that we cannot get this Biafra, I will turn to a beast. I will turn to a beast. I will become a beast. You see those children that you see. But I'm telling you now today that 20 pounds, we are the product, the end product of 20 pounds each. We are the end product of Kwashoko. We came from Kwashoko. Malnutrition, starvation, genocide. But our grandchildren, our grandfather, our fathers, they survived it. They survived it. I want you to document the video I am doing because it will go down in history of humankind. How we are going to get this Biafra, or at least how we are going to disintegrate Nigeria. How we will dissolve Nigeria will go into the history of mankind. And I will be part of it. As some people are beating their chest to be part of the ethnic cleansing, jihad, killing, terrorism in Nigeria, they are beating their hand to be part of bandit. I am beating my chest. I will be part of those that will dissolve Nigeria. It doesn't matter what it takes. I'll be part of it. Now, I can assure you that we have built alliances with countries. Countries. And the effect will be felt in due time. I am telling you, it is not mouth. We have built alliance with countries.
Liittyen entinen puhdistus ja kristittyjen vainot Nigeriassa. Sen hallituksen toimesta sekä pyyntö muuta vaikuttaa Biafran itsenäisyysprosessiin Nigeriassa.
Kiitos.
Kiitos.
Nyt on oikeasti tämä koko alue on otettu haltuun. Tämä paikka pitäisi olla nyt jo punainen, koska se on niinku intressipaikka, tämä osavaltio. Yeah. Se on niin intressipaikka siellä Etelä-Nigeriassa. Ja sitten tämä alue oli isku.
No niin, ja hyvää huomenta kaikille. Tervetuloa Lahden joulumarkkinaan. Ja meillä kanssa tänään on Kalle Jokinen, kansanedustaja.
No niin, terve Kalle.
Terve Timo.
Mukava nähdä. No niin, mukava nähdä taas. Ja onko muutama sana vaihtee kansalle ja lahtelaisille, että mitä tämä vaalihomma mitä on odottavissa ja minkälainen asia voidaan keskustella?
Nythän ruvetaan kevättä kohti menemään kunnallisvaaleihin ja tehdään kovasti töitä ja vakuutetaan ihmiset siitä, että kannattaa äänestää kokoomusta ja Simonia.
No niin, kuulepa Simonia.
Expose all those ones doing those things, especially people like Samuel Ipa. He's sitting down there in comfort. Some countries are encouraging him to do what he's doing to Nigeria, and we are here supporting him.
Nigeria vaatii Suomea puuttumaan tämän miehen, Lahdessa asuvan paikallispoliitikon Simon Ekpan toimintaan. Tässä Simon Ekpa lähettää viestiä Nigeriaan. Ekpa sanoo, että hän johtaa kapinallisliikettä. Nigeriassa järjestetään presidentin- ja parlamenttivaalit ensi viikon lauantaina, mutta kapinallisliike yrittää estää vaalit ainakin Kaakkois-Nigeriassa. Sinne separatistiryhmä haluaa itsenäisen valtion Biafran ja kaikki keinot ovat sallittuja.
Pidätkö väkivaltaa Nigerian hallintoa vastaan oikeutettuna?
Joo, totta kai. Se on niin kuin puolustus. Se on itsepuolustus. Joo, tällä hetkellä minä myös niin kuin johtan niitä asiallisryhmiä. Ja meillä oli pakko niin kuin järjestää tämmöistä puolustusjoukue. Ja se puolustusjoukko on tehnyt hyvä tuo ja edelleen tekee.
Mitä itsepuolustusjoukot tällä hetkellä eniten tarvitsisi Biafran alueella?
No totta kai me tarvitsemme aseet. Ja se on aseet. Me tarvitsemme enemmän aseita.
Simon Ekpa on Suomen kansalainen ja hän on toiminut Lahdessa paikallispolitiikassa kokoomuksen jäsenenä. Ekpa on alun perin kotoisin Nigeriasta, missä hän vaikuttaa maan kaakkoisosassa sijaitsevan Biafran itsenäistymisen puolesta. Biafra on koko tämä kartalla väritetty ala kokonaisuudessaan ja Simon Ekpan ilmeisesti johtamat joukot toimivat täällä 5 osavaltion alueella, jotka on merkitty karttaan keltaisella. Ekpa sanoo, että hän johtaa myös aseellista toimintaa. Separatisteja on syytetty väkivallasta myös siviilejä vastaan. Tärkein vastarinnan keino ovat Ekpan separatistien nimissä julistamat ulkonaliikkumiskiellot, eli asukkaat komennetaan pysymään kotonaan. Afrikan kirjeenvaihtajamme kävi Nigeriassa katsomassa, miten käskyjä noudatetaan.
Täältä Enugussa näyttää maanantai-aamuna, kun pitäisi olla vilkkain viikon alku menossa. Joitakuita ihmisiä on liikkeellä, mutta kaupat ovat suljettuja, koulut ovat suljettuja, pankit ovat suljettuja. Ja suurin osa ihmisistä täällä noudattaa Suomen Lahdesta annettua kehotusta tai määräystä pysyä kotona.
Tuolla Enugun kaupungissa ihmiset pelkäävät. Kirjeenvaihtajamme Pasi Toivonen tapasi tämän perheen, jonka äiti ammuttiin, koska tämä uhmasi kieltoa mennä kadulle. Hän meni torille myymään vihanneksia.
She can give you her all. She can go naked for her family to be okay. She used to say that if she would die for her family to be okay, that she's willing to sacrifice her life.
Nigerian hallitus on keskustellut tilanteesta useita kertoja Suomen Nigerian suurlähettilään kanssa ja vaatinut Suomea keskeyttämään Ekpan toiminnan. Koska Ekpa on Suomen kansalainen, valtion mahdollisuudet puuttua hänen aktivismiinsa ovat rajalliset. Suojelupoliisi ja keskusrikospoliisi kieltäytyvät kommentoimasta tapausta. Asia mietityttää myös kokoomusta.
Näettekö kokoomuksessa tämän ongelmana, että lahtelainen kokoomuksen paikallispoliitikko Simon Ekpa yrittää estää vaalien järjestämisen Nigeriassa?
Tämä on sellainen asia, joka on meillä nyt selvityksessä puolueessa ja palataan tähän, kun on tarkempi kuva siitä, mistä on kyse. Paikallisella tasolla arvioidaan ehdokkaat sen tiedon valossa, mitä heistä saadaan, mutta kuten totesin, niin tätä asiaa nyt selvitetään.
A man called Ikenga Imo, when an assassin invaded his house and they wanted to kill him. There are police officers, but if there is no CCTV, they will say unknown gunmen. These are the people that are causing all this crisis in Biafra land. But without that video, everybody has concluded that they are unknown gunmen. Today we have known them. What are the government doing about it? What are the international community doing about it? Every evidences that have surfaced anywhere about CCTV camera, it has always been security agent from the Nigerian state. Nobody is talking about that. That is what we are fighting against. We are defending ourselves, and we have armed ourselves to fight Nigeria till the last day. We have done it before. The only difference now is that today we have social media. If social media was there in the 1960s, somebody will do what I'm doing today. In those days, we have a man called Okokondem. Okokondem was broadcasting for Radio Biafra and was propagating Biafra stuff, but because there were no social media, so he would have done even more than I'm doing today, I believe so. So this is what will make a difference. And my activities on social media is educating the people, telling them they are right, that you have a right to say no, and you have the right to say yes.
Who's funding you and your organization?
Biafra people are funding my organization.
Not the Tinubu party.
I have nothing to do with Tinubu. And you know, it's very funny. A lot of people said Tinubu paid me 25 million. How is that possible? How is it possible?
You're denying
he did. I don't know who is Tinubu. I have never communicated with anybody close to him. Just like the way they forged the letter. The reason why this letter issue, Nigeria is a criminal country. They breed criminals. And that is what we are fighting against. The reason why the letter on gets sorted out easily and fast was because it was against Finland. And Finland have to officially react to the letter. And the letter went viral. There are so many lies against me out there on social media. Nobody could come and say it is not true. Okay? So that is, and those lies, when they continue to say it and maintain it, it becomes truth. When nobody debunk it.
You talk about criminals. Do you think the candidates for the presidency are criminals?
They are all criminals. Yes. All of them.
Even Peter Obi?
Peter Obi is a criminal.
But he's a southerner, isn't he?
He doesn't. I am not a tribal. Listen, I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist. And that is what makes us different. We want, if I'm criticizing you, I criticize you with fact and figures. I'm going to tell you how all of them are. Do I explain? One, starting from Atiku. Atiku was indicted in the United States for money laundering. He's a criminal. How do you think if Nigeria is the United States, Atiku will come back and start contesting with the criminal record he has had for money laundering? Tinubu was indicted in the United States for
has engendered this kind of...
From your own perspective, you can translate it and interpret it however you want. But from my own perspective, I think I am the good guy trying to teach the people that they have a right.
So there's no blood on your hands?
There is no blood on my hand. There are more blood on those supporting the election, supporting this particular coming election. They have more blood in their hand. In Imo State, you have a governor that have invaded his own state, killed people, and why are you people not talking about that? Those are the people that have blood in their hand. All the people that have been elected in Nigeria since 1960 all have had bloods in their hand, and nobody is asking the question. I am just the good guy who say enough is enough. Somebody have to say something, and somebody have to do something, and we're doing it.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, rather than out of the tent?
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others. I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not respect the rule of law does not exist.
You're scared you might be killed?
Not everybody. You know that. You can say that as well. Yes.
There's a bounty on
because yes, there's a bounty on my head because Nigeria, because of the Islamic agenda in Nigeria, whoever that rises up to say something that will, make the life of the people to be better, they want to kill the person. They assassinate people every day. And today you see that there is a video that has been released by a man called Ikenga Imo, when an assassin invaded his house and they wanted to kill him. They are police officers. But if there is no CCTV, they will say unknown gunmen.
Why do you believe in the Nigerian court? Why do you believe in the court of the oppressor? Why do you believe that the arsonist must become the firefighter? Why do Biafrans sit and hope on the court of their oppressor? It baffles me. You people should think of rescue Marvin Nambikanu. The people who committed genocide on you, the people who kidnapped him from Kenya and renditioned him, The people who a couple of years ago attacked his house and murdered too many people. You expecting justice from them? Or is it the kind of justice he had a few years behind and it was taken away back from him just last year? Biafrans, you people haven't started. Nigeria takes the lead of 70 million people and you sit back and hope on the institution created by the same oppressor? Sit up. I don't count on the courts.
Thank you, and I assure you that Biafrans are doing something about it. And the second to the last question is this. Are you doing anything to ensure the release of Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe, first president of Ambazonia, with other activists in jail in Cameroon? Though he was renditioned also from Nigeria, of which after there was a kangaroo court pronunciation in Nigeria that reversed his rendition, which is laughable. So the question is, what are you doing to ensure his release, Mr. Sisiku Julius Ayuk?
The only way Sisiku will be released is when I free Ambazonia. That is why on a daily basis I am mobilizing our people to make sure that we attack the enemy wherever they show their head. We bomb their armor cars in our land. We make sure that we impose economic pressure on them. We delegitimize.
And then lastly, I want to appeal to those. Let me tone down my tone. Meye na akunu maka ịpịalụ m aka ọkpọ aka ga-agaghị emepezi until ị kụọ m ya mana ịkụcha m ya ị ga-anakwa ije ahụ.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video,
I
want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched.
If you fight me directly, I fight you. If you fight me indirectly, I fight you. And before I fight you, I will give warning.
Put on your notification bell, share this video, and remember, bless.